But I'll be back. I will be back.
You don't cook no more because you got a woman. You leave your shit on the floor in the bathroom. You ain't picking up behind yourself. Car insurance, you paying the phone. You basically paying everything. But then it's no even swap if you turning me into a slave.
Buc-ee's gonna have to add more than one bathroom. Cause this one, we tend to attract the men who, I know me, always attracting the men who needs to be fixed. Uh-huh.
Was over 6 years ago. How about that? Yeah. And you still keep coming back. You seem like queen out there, right? Yeah, good. All right. And then a terrible week with the loss of Ozzy
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Ain't nobody out here. Somebody's in the jacuzzi. Good evening, beautiful people. Hold on, let me turn this TV off or mute it. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, y'all. First, I gotta take these leaves with some Alka-Seltzer. And the reason I'm taking Alka-Seltzer, not because I've been drinking. I actually haven't even really been drinking. Yesterday, when we got here yesterday, me and Deidre did split a pitcher of margaritas. But I've been eating fried food and just eating stuff that's not this out of character for me. And also, I had breakfast this morning. I had cookout yesterday. Yesterday we had cookout on the way down here. Then we got down here and we went to the Oyster Shack, I think it was, and had, not Oyster Shack, whatever it was, wherever it was that we went. I had some fried food. I had fish, crab cakes, and shrimp. But then we split a picture of margaritas, and I have really been eating really well. Number one, for the most part, I've been almost eating OMAD with the exception of the watermelon salad, and I can feel it. Teacher William, real trigger. Hello? Hey. Sis. He okay? Is he okay? Okay, so that was my sister. Yeah. So anyway, I haven't been eating the best. I haven't really been eating really bad, but I haven't been eating the best. So this morning we went and we had breakfast, and as you can see, I had waffles. And if y'all can hear this music in the background, they are having some type of concert, and I'll throw it here. They're having some type of concert, and it's like right here. So I feel for anybody that is in these hotels, because you're not going to get any sleep. To my understanding, it's supposed to be over with at 9:30, and it's 9:22, so hopefully it'll be over with soon. But so today we had breakfast. I had some bacon, eggs, and waffles, and I think I might have ate maybe half of my waffles, maybe had 2 spoonfuls of the egg. They darn sure were not the fluffy Waffle House eggs. And I did eat my bacon. And so that was what we had this morning. The coffee was disgusting. So tomorrow I'm definitely gonna we're either gonna go to Starbucks. I'm probably gonna walk across the street to Dunkin' Donuts, because Dunkin' Donuts is right across the street. So that'll probably be my thing. Get up, I wanna see the sunrise, and go to Dunkin' Donuts to get me some iced coffee. Because it is hot as Hades down here. When I say it is hot, baby, it is hot. I was telling D, it's hotter down here in Daytona than it was in Cancun. It is just that hot. I hope I can even post this video, because this, whatever they're playing, I hope it's not, I don't want to get no copyright strike. So we're going to have to see if I'm going to be able to actually, oh my God, that's can y'all hear how loud that is? I'm gonna see if run this back and see if y'all can hear how loud this is. And I feel for anybody who's on the lower levels, because we're on the 9th floor. So today, then we went to the oyster bar and the oyster somebody's oysters we went to, and I had a half of had half a dozen oysters. The oysters were big, and you could tell they were fresh, but they call it oyster Fitzpatrick, what we call oyster Rockefeller. But they weren't, the bacon. The bacon didn't look like, the bacon looked like some pre-cooked bacon, and it wasn't fried hard. And then the cheese looked like some regular old cheddar cheese. It was not good. Then we had I had a half a dozen of buffalo shrimp, and they were okay. And I had a Sprite, so didn't drink. They had Tito's and lemonade special, but didn't drink. So the only drink that I did was on Friday when we split a whole pitcher of margaritas, and that was it. Other than that, Sprite. I bought this Coke yesterday, and I still, as you can see, I haven't drank half of it. But what I have been drinking, this is full of ice. Matter of fact, I just went and filled it back up with ice and water. So I'm sure we're gonna grab some type of breakfast tomorrow on our way back. We got to stop by and check on Dee's dad, you know, to tell him bye, and then we're gonna hit the road. So today went to the beach. First of all, we tried to go to the big pool. And the resort we're staying at is two towers, the North Tower, South Tower, and the big pool, big outdoor pool is at the South Tower. And it looked like, honey, it looked like spring break in Cancun down there. So we ended up going down to the beach, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I wish we would have spent more time at the beach. Wish we went down there earlier. I've already said, gonna bring next time. I'm bringing my wagon, the lawn chairs, the whole setup. Gonna do the whole setup on the beach. Actually, me and my best friend are talking about coming back down in a couple of weeks. This is like a 6-hour drive, and the hotel rates are like really, really good. I was shocked at the hotel rates. And so then we came back in, and I went to the pool. I went to the pool. The pool was cool, got me a tan. You probably can't really tell, but got me, oh, you can tell, I got me a little bit of a tan. And I'm going to continue this tan whenever I get back to Atlanta, because I like to be chocolate. I'm late because it's almost August, and usually by now I am like chocolate. And what else? So then after we went and ate, then we came back, and Dee's sister came back with us, so she went and ate with us. And while they was here, and I went back and got in the pool. I got in the pool. I actually got in the jacuzzi, and now I've come up here and I am just chilling. Dee left to take her sister back to her car. Then she got, you know, some other stuff going on. She just called me, but you know, everything's good. Now me, what I'm about to do, hopefully these people will be finished in the next 3 minutes, and I can chill. I got my Nerve gummies. I got my water. Only thing I don't have is, again, I don't have Netflix. I can't do Netflix. I can't do YouTube, anything, because this old TV. Baby, they got Dish Network. I didn't even know that people still had Dish Network. And we're staying in the Hilton Daytona Beach Resort, Ocean Walk Village is where we're staying. Now, there's one thing that Deidre turned me on to. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to show it to you guys. This is, that music is so loud. Oh my God, that music is loud. I'm praying to God that, sorry about that, y'all. I'm praying to God that I can actually use all of this, because I don't know what kind of music it is, and I don't know if it's copyrighted. But anyway, excuse me, y'all. Deidre turned me on to this, and let me see if you can see it. It's called Pure Magnesium Oil Spray, and you're supposed to spray it on the bottom of your feet. The instructions for best results: apply magnesium oil to the bottom of your feet or massage directly into any sore areas. This relaxes you and calms you and helps you sleep. And so I'm about to go on Amazon and order me some, because baby, Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog because this right here is it's 9:29. I hope that in 1 minute all of this is gone. Anyway, it has been a great little turn and burn is what we call it. I'm just excited that I got to see the water. I got to put my feet in the ocean, and I'm ready to come back already, and I ain't even left, y'all. So I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you on the next vlog. Don't forget to make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and prepare for the podcast. Love you, bye. Well, I didn't make it down for the sunset, but I guess I'm about ready to say goodbye to Daytona Beach for now. Y'all, this is beautiful. And this is God's blessing. God gives us Scorpios water to recenter us. And I can honestly say that I am recentered. But I'll be back. I will be back. Bye, Daytona. You have to go. Lord Jesus, you gotta go up. Well, you know this elevator, you gotta go up before you can go down.
Oh, you get it.
Going down. Floor 8 going down.
Morning. So this is the beautiful thing about where we are staying. Dunkin' Donuts right across the street. Now there's actually a Starbucks in our building, but I prefer to go to Dunkin' Donuts. Good morning. So, I lied. I was supposed to just come for iced coffee, but I ended up getting a bagel. Because it is getting it together. Kind of upset because they're doing so much construction here and I got a nail in my tire. And the back tire got a cut in it. So hopefully Walmart can plug the tire. And I hope they don't come no bullshit saying I need to buy a new tire. Because I don't want to buy it at Walmart. And come to find out in Daytona, they don't, it's not like Atlanta. I'm sorry, y'all. They don't have used tire shops that are open on Sunday. In that sense, it is a small town. Because we're used to tire shops being open. Where I live, there's at least 15 used tire shops within a 5-mile radius. So we gotta hurry up and get up out of here and get that taken care of so we can get on the road. But it is already hot, hot, hot. (9:33) and it's 84 degrees, high of 91. Atlanta, 81 degrees, got a high of 94. So we're about to get out of here, guys. I gotta go say goodbye to the sun and the beach, but I will be back. Well, I think the valet people hit the curb in my car.
Because you got a woman, you don't cook no more. Because you got a woman, you leave your shit on the floor in the bathroom. You ain't picking up behind yourself. You ain't doing nothing. So I'm like, I'm not your fucking maid. Now, we can hire a maid. I'll hire the maid on the money I bring home. But just because you bring it home your check and your check paying all the bills, this house yours, you paid the house off, ain't no mortgage, you paying the car insurance, you paying the phone, you basically paying everything. But then it's no even swap if you turning me into a slave or into a maid.
Or not even, you paying all the bills. You taking care of everything financially, but you're not taking care of me mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
While I'm trying to pay all the bills, you making more bills.
And you make it, and not only that, but just because you paying all the bills, you feel you can just be slovenly. You just feel, like you said, you feel like you got a maid.
You move how you want to move.
You move how you want to move.
You don't answer to nobody.
And that's the big trade-off there. A lot of, like the woman, it was this woman who created this soft life image, this black lady, and she was like, you know, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do this, and my husband take me this. But behind the scenes, he was kind of found out he was molesting their damn daughter.
So ain't no sweet.
But my thing is that just because this is not like it was whenever our grandparents and great grandparents was coming up, and you know, he paid all the bills, and so she had to put up with every damn thing. Yeah. It's not gonna be that, because number one, I still would. Even if we had money, I still would have to work, because I'm just in some type of capacity work. I might not be working a typical 9 to 5, but I'm gonna do something. But at the same time, just because you paying all the bills, my car note, the insurance, credit card bills, I can go shopping, does not mean you get the right to treat me, to run over damn me. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, so if Gucci is taking care of her how she needs to be taken care of mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially, then I agree with it.
And she's willingly doing that. So that goes all the way back to the topic of submission. In the opposite direction. Submission. She's submitting to him. If you look at, so bring the word into it, right? Proverbs 31 saying the woman getting up in the morning, she preparing her house, she making this, she doing that. She's doing what she's called to do, and she's doing it willingly because he's doing what he's supposed to do. It's not for anybody who's not in their house to say whether he's perfect or not,
or whether she's right or wrong in what she chooses to do in her marriage, in her house. Well, I ain't gonna do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. You know what? Okay, fine, but you probably won't get that type of man either.
That's right. That's why you got the man you got.
And be happy with the man. Be happy with the man you got in your
The one you
situation.
chose.
If it's working for you, it's working for you. But if it's working for them, then it's working for them. You can't down another woman for what is working well in her marriage with her and what she's happy with, just because you wouldn't be happy with it.
And that's why that's her husband and not yours.
Exactly. But that's what I had said in my last vlog. I said I miss being domesticated. I just. But that's how.
Easy. But you know what? When you talk about the soft life, the feminine life, and all of that, it's all relative. You should like to be domesticated because that's how you were built. You were made to be the helper. You weren't made to be out here hustling harder than him.
But the thing is that what you got to realize. Okay, of course. You know, many of us separate spirituality from religion, but we are so far removed even from spirituality until it is applicable to whatever situation at the time that we want to talk about. We haven't fully embodied it. To me, that's all a part of being feminine and soft and exuding a certain type of energy. Whenever you're spiritually grounded in God, wherever your higher power is, if you're spiritually grounded, whether you're Muslim, Christian, Methodist, or whatever, then there still are roles. There still are roles. There still are roles that men were born into, and there still are roles that women were born into. A lot of women, modern day women, will not accept that, or they want to tweak it. They want to change it to be catered to whatever they think that their beliefs are. But at the end of the day, if you believe that, you know, Eve came from Adam's rib, then you know that you are a part of him. You did come from him, and so you were made for certain things. But we so far away from that it's like, it just really depends on each individual situation. Me, I was made to be somebody's wife. I haven't been somebody's wife, but I finally accepted I was made to be somebody's wife. It may take a little longer than what's usual, but it'll happen.
It will. When it's time.
When it's time, it will happen.
Don't be like your sister.
Huh?
I said, don't be like your sister.
Baby, my sister has...
Ran through them.
Girl, my sister...
As these leave, let others come.
My sister...
Everybody who asks, just say yes.
Hey, you just ain't had the right one. But you evidently was made to be a wife because you on your third one.
On your way to four.
On your way to four. And the four been there longer than the
four was the one.
The four.
But that goes back to this is the serious part though. A lot of times, and this we ain't probably even gonna talk about marriage, but a lot of times when you try to do stuff your way, you take the long way.
Yep.
It's easy. Out of nowhere. It's right there in the path. All you gotta do, like me, what I say is order my steps. I say order my steps. But when God be like, go that way, I go this way anyway. Same thing with the GPS.
Girl, I go that way.
GPS said turn left in 2 miles. I'm gonna turn left in 1 mile because I know the bad road. When we came here, what the GPS said? Get off right here.
Right.
Guess what I said? I don't know that way.
So I'm gonna sit in traffic for 30
so I'm gonna sit in traffic for 30 to 45 minutes. When in 30, and I'm asking the GPS like, what the hell you saying it's gonna take 2 hours to go 30 miles up the road? Well, it is now because you didn't do what I said.
And it was an accident. And that's what. But the thing, but I will say this is one thing that I have learned. Everything that you go through, even whenever you take them bad turns, has made you a better woman. And it's given, I'll say it's made even him a better man for you now.
That's true.
He's matured. He's had experiences to be able to better appreciate you. you've matured and you've had experiences to say, hey, because for me on the outside looking in, he is a totally different person from the others. When I say that man love you, as they say nowadays, love you down, that man love you down. Love you down. And that goes back to also how we have these conversations where we'll talk about how somebody will marry somebody else, but it's still not, but their heart still belongs to somebody else. And it happens a lot more often than we acknowledge.
That's true.
Because
you can't say that, and it happened both ways. Right.
And it happened both for y'all. Both of y'all have married other people, but through it all, no matter what, y'all always gravitate back to each other. And that says a lot. 30 years? 30 fucking years. 30 years and 4 goddamn marriages, and y'all still right here. Right here. Okay, when you done with that shit over there, I'll be here. Okay, but when you done with that shit over here, I'm not gonna disrespect your marriage. I'm not gonna disrespect your marriage. But when you finish with that foolishness over here, I'll be right here. And that's where y'all are now. Yeah. And I be looking at y'all. I'm like, whenever I look at that man, when he see you, it's not like I'm looking at my girl and my girl is just head over heels in love with this nigga. This nigga ain't shit. When I see him shit, he looking at you the same way you looking at him. It's utterly fucking disgusting. It is utterly fucking disgusting. And I met this nigga, when was we at Sweet Lounge? 10 years ago. Your 40th birthday. And this 10 years ago, he's still looking at you the same way that he was looking at you 10 years ago. But then now I'm finding out that y'all, this been 30 fucking years. 30 goddamn years. Yeah. Child. Y'all about to get on y'all need to get this shit together, because I'm not gonna keep going back and forth up and down the road from Atlanta to damn Daytona watching this shit on the phone. Y'all need
watching us pretend like we don't know each other in public.
Right. Oh no, Choo don't do that, because the way he toned your ass down whatever. Baby, I'm walking and this thing I know. I'm like, baby, he walked up on. I'm like, okay, well they don't give a fuck about who watching.
He say, his mama called him the next day, says, somebody called me and said you was kissing a woman on the side of the road. He talk about, oh, that was Deidre. She say, oh.
Child, when I say walk up, the rest of the girls just sitting around like, okay. Okay.
Crazy.
Well, baby, that's it. There is oftentimes, even whenever you marry somebody else, there is not all the time, but there's possibly gonna be the one that got away, or the one that's gonna always have your heart, no matter what. Y'all can be married to 2 other different people for the rest of your lives, but that certain person is gonna always have a special place in your heart. Child, now how we done got up here and now the gas done jumped to 274?
How much gas was?
It was $3.09 for regular on there, and it was $3.40.
Oh, we in the country now.
Yeah. Now y'all already know, at some point you gotta stop at Buc-ee's.
The sky is falling, ain't no need to.
Sit in here to eat.
No, I mean, this finna be food.
Yeah. Buc-ee's gonna have to add more than one bathroom, cause this one is crazy. So, just left out of Buc-ee's. And baby, that's one of the reasons why going into Buc-ee's is like traumatizing. Hold on. I'm trying to get it together. Going into Buc-ee's is traumatizing. It may not be traumatizing for some people. Some people just have to stop at Buc-ee's. Let me get myself together over here. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So, some people have to stop at Buc-ee's, including my best friend, Monica. What happened?
Oh,
Some people have to stop at Buc-ee's, including my best friend, Monica. Me and my sister, Deidre, don't have to stop at Buc-ee's. The only reason me and Deidre stopped at Buc-ee's today is because we truly needed the gas and we needed to pee. And since we needed the gas and we needed to pee and they had food, one-stop shop. But
my post was gonna be when you tell your sister that Buc-ee set off your
anxiety.
and she said, but you can get everything in one spot.
Well, that could be your
That was a
post.
fight. I was fighting for my life.
Girl, the women's line was wrapped around the store and the men just going in and out. Buc-ee's either needs to expand their bathrooms, and I heard a lady saying it's gonna be like this about 12 o'clock tonight. That's because everybody leaving and coming from Florida. Baby, if you've never been to Buc-ee's, it is an experience. But for me, it's an experience that I don't have to experience every time. Buc-ee's is somewhere that I can stop whenever I have to, because that was traumatizing. But what is even more traumatizing is the fact that I just spent $20 on a brisket and some pralines. $20.
Candy almonds and popcorn.
Well, at least you ain't got to share your popcorn with the kids. I should ask for an extra cup of barbecue sauce, but we're
I
gonna.
was wondering if the sauce was on there.
It got sauce on there, but they ain't got enough sauce. But we're gonna make it do. You ready? 96 more miles to Atlanta. We'll holler. Good morning, beautiful people. I am back from Daytona. Not happily back, but I am back from Daytona. And let me just say, let me sit y'all down right here while I wait for this coffee to brew. Let me just say that I'm gonna run it back in a couple of weeks. That's the longest drive that I have ever driven. It was a little over 6 hours, but for the most part, I drove most of it. And then I guess about 2:30, I let my sister take over. We were supposed to leave at 9. We didn't leave till almost 11. And I had to have a phone conversation with a company's HR department. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I don't want to get all excited, but I had to have a phone conversation, is what I'm gonna call it, at 3 o'clock Friday. So me and my sister switched seats. I had the phone conversation. Guys, I was so unbelievably nervous. You know, as you know, between COVID and menopause, the brain fog is real, and so the confidence is not always there. But I did pretty good, because right now I'm about to sit down, and they got 2 tests they wanted to have me take: an assessment test, and you know that test that they always have you take, you know, would you still do all people still all the time. So I got 2 tests that I need to take. Now, if you ever work for AT&T or you apply for a job with AT&T, the AT&T test that we used to have to take, baby, it made me feel like Einstein, because it is cognitive and reasonable thinking, but it's not easy for everybody to deduce the answer based on what it is that you're seeing. So if I still got it, I ain't worried about that part. I'm not worried about that part for either of the tests. But then I have another situation that has possibly arisen as well. So we're going to see how that plays out. I laid in the bed today a little while ago, and I was just praying to God that whatever it is for me is for me. And that I don't want something to come along for me at the detriment of someone else, unless it was in the cards for me to have this job. Let me just say that. Because I don't never pray bad on anyone else. But at the same time, you know, God sometimes opens a window or even busts open a door for you, as long as you just, you know, stay true and trust in him. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, honey, 6 hours. I drove all the way back from Daytona. My sister, you know, she's from Daytona, so this is a drive that she always takes. And sometimes I ride shotgun, but this is the first time I'm like, you know, hey, we're going to take my truck. I'm going to drive. Got down there, got a nail in the car. Y'all already saw that in the previous video. But, oh my God. So in a couple of weeks, the plan is to run it back. Yes. Run it back. Go back to Daytona. Get down there probably like a late Thursday night. So we'll have all of Friday, all of Saturday, and, you know, Sunday to drive back. And then I got another trip that is planned for the end of this month. I'm really excited about that trip. I'm not going to tell you guys about it. You're just going to see it. And let's see, what else then? Then I have another trip the 1st of October. And then I have another trip the end of October. I'm going to the UGA Florida game. The biggest cocktail party in the world. This is going to be, I think, my 5th time going, but this time we're going to actually rent an Airbnb. And then what else? I'm going to fit a cruise in. My plan is to fit a cruise in at some point this year, just for me. Solo cruise. Still all on board for the cruise for us seasoned sisters next year, but the one that I'm going to go on this year is just going to be, I really want to do a solo cruise. So that's what's been going on with me. The job that I have to take this test for, only thing is that it's on site and it's not remote. And so since it's not remote, that's going to slow down my traveling. But then the other job that is possibly in the wings, it is remote. And I know the supervisor for that position. And the supervisor for that position is basically like, baby, I don't care if you in Budapest. Just as long as you log in and you do your work when you're supposed to do your work, that's all that I care about. So really, truly, even though that job is going to pay more than the one that's not remote, whenever you factor in when you factor in what you're spending in gas, when you factor in what you're spending in time, because when you factor in what you're spending in car maintenance and tires and stuff, I can really get with the one that pays less but is remote and gives me more freedom. Because I can make it up on the back end. I can make it up with YouTube and in other areas. So previously, I've always been the person that just jumped at the one that paid the most money, but you can't put any. You really can't put a true number on being flexible, being able to move around, and also being able to just roll out the bed, type on your computer, get up, go grab you something to drink, go get you something to eat, go to the bathroom. You can't really put a true value on that. That is invaluable. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna fix me some coffee. I took my nails off and I actually cut them down. Can you guys see? I cut them down, so I'm going to go to I'm gonna get an overlay because I don't want to keep putting acrylic on them. So I'm either gonna get a gel overlay or I'm going to just do gel polish. I think I want to get a gel overlay because it'll be a little harder than a gel polish. But yeah, my nails done grew. I was so excited. But I need to make sure I hurry up and go in because they're snagging on everything. Anyway, grab my coffee, do these 2 tests, and then go about my day, and I'll take you guys along with me. My hair is growing out. I don't have no eyebrows on, but that's the one thing I love about my beautiful people, my seasoned sisters, is that they love me exactly as I am. Same way I love you guys exactly as you are. Talk to you later. Good morning. Yeah, I think I got myself together, y'all. I don't know, something going on with my camera, the view. Okay, so look at my nails. Something's going on with my camera. Let me see what's going on with my camera. I'll be right back. Okay, we back. I think we got it together. I've been messing around with the settings, doing stuff I ain't got no business doing stuff I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. Baby, when I say it's hot, it is hot today. It's 92 degrees outside here in the ATL. So I just got my nails done. I took the acrylics off. We're gonna see how I'm gonna do, because baby, I can be rough, and I'm just praying to God that it stays. It was a big difference between getting a fill in and just getting gel polish. So I got a full pedicure, and then she shaped and filed it, and she put some gel on it. And that was $55. Well, usually, I need to go back this way. Well, usually, every time I go get a fill-in and all of that good stuff, I'm easily, including tip, busting down $90. So, I'm about to head over to the house. It is extremely hot outside. I'm about to head over to the house and take some pictures because I went on TaskRabbit, and I'm gonna try this new guy out. It's still, I know, and I don't know what he's gonna say once he actually looks at my, hold on guys. Okay, so get this. I went on TaskRabbit, hired this guy who said that he could do all of this stuff, and then he asked me to send him pictures of the yard. I send him pictures of the yard, and he comes back and hits me with, I can mow the lawn, but I can't do any of the weeding and all of the other stuff that needs to be done. So I had to cancel with him. So now I've asked my mother's
the man that was down the street from my mom, who had been cutting the grass, now he's gotten a riding mower, but he's an older guy. I asked him, could he just, cut the yard for me now that he's gotten a riding mower, and I'll find somebody else. He did refer me to a guy that lives around the corner that has his own lawn care service. So I'm going over there today. Hopefully, I can get in contact with him and see how much he would charge me to do a thorough maintenance of the yard. Y'all, I'm just frustrated as hell because, as I told you before, the last person I paid them hundreds, not one, not two, not three, of dollars, and he only cut the backyard and he did not clean down the weeds. So it looks like a jungle back there right now. I'll insert some of what it looks like in this video. But back to the regular scheduled programming.
If you can cut those down, I'd appreciate it. And all of that is right here on this hill. All of this right here are actually weeds. All of that can be cut down. There are some rocks in there, but that can be cut down. Eventually, I'm gonna have to get somebody to haul off all this stuff. And if you can do that, that would be great. At a later date, we can schedule that at another time. And then I'll give you a video of the front yard. And here's the front yard. I don't know what he's going to say once he actually looks at how big the yard is and what all needs to be done, because he asked for pictures, and I did give him very detailed information about, the yard. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure that my selfie mode is on. I gave him very detailed description about the yard and how on the hill where I usually maintain it, because I have a push mower, and I think that he has a push mower and he also has a riding mower, that the riding mower is going to be good for the front yard and it's going to be fine for the backyard, the lower yard, and even the upper yard maybe, but there's a lot of rocks up there because we used to have a rock, well, we didn't have it, whoever had the house before had a rock garden, and so it's still a lot of rocks that's embedded in the earth. But to get that hill, he's going to have to use a push mower, and I want that hill to be thoroughly maintained. Hold on, I'm trying to get this thing. Whoop, that ain't it, and that ain't it either. Hopefully that's centered. Y'all, I'm trying to get this thing together today. I'm kind of like having I don't know, I guess it's I don't know, child, I don't know what's going on. Kind of off a little today, but anyway, if he's gonna do it and I'm gonna pay him for it, I want to get what I'm paying for. So I need him to completely clean that hill, and I got a feeling that by the time he does everything that he needs to do, it's probably gonna be back up there where it was before. But if he's gonna do it like I need it to be done, then I'll just have to bite the bullet and pay for it again. I just need someone to just really thoroughly clean it up. And then after that, I can see, depending on how much he's charging me, if he'll charge me for regular maintenance, between me maintaining it. So I'm headed over there. But y'all, let me tell you, yesterday, me and my sister had such an amazing ride back from Daytona, just our conversation, our dialogue, we just talk, just converse. The conversation that I have with Lish is not the same type of conversation that I have with D, because number one, D's been married before and Lish has never been married. So Lish and our conversation often comes from a place of singleness and our life experience as single women who have never been married. And with D, it's still a good conversation, and it's still from a place of I'm trying to decide, should I go all the way down to 675, cut through Boulder Creek? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But when dealing with D, my sister, number one, she comes from a 2 ordained minister household. That's one. 2, she's been married, before. She's been married, as she said in the previous video, she's been married multiple times. And so with her is intertwined with, having 2 parents that are ministers, having been married. So sometimes she and I, we butt heads on situations, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But she and I don't key and cut up the same way. Now, we key and cut up now, but we don't key and cut up the same way that Lish and I key and cut up. Our conversation is oftentimes more in depth as far as, I'm trying to get this. I need to. I think I got the gimbal on follow, and I need to take it off of follow. I think I did it. I think that's it. So it can stop following me. Yeah. So with D and I, our conversations is often very much grounded in, not necessarily religion, but spirituality, and deeply grounded in God and what's right, what's wrong, and that. But we always have a great conversation. But when Lish and I together, we laugh, we loud, and we key. But yesterday, my sister and I on our way home, I'm gonna be honest. Most of the time, when we in the car, we going somewhere, or we're at home, whatever, D be strolling on her phone, and so that's what I expected our ride to be like there and back. But she put her phone down, and she and I just really conversed and vibed out. Some of it, of course, you guys caught on the vlog. But then some of it, it was just a sister personal moment. But we just talked about so much stuff. Now, one thing that we did talk about, because D is going to be 50, we're going to Cabo. No, we're not going to Cabo. We're going to Punta Cana for her birthday in January, and I'm so looking forward to it. But she's turning 50, so we just we turn it all the way up. But one thing that we talked about, we started we talked about so much, but we talked about Layla Ali and what's the girl that what's her name that Papoose is now dating. Child, I don't keep up because she's just a child. She like in her 30s, and Layla Ali is in her 50s. And of course, her and Remy Ma. Child, let me see what this girl. Child, let me see what this girl name is. I hate not being able to speak specifics and clearly. You'll learn that Clarissa Shields. So Dee asked me, had I seen her life story? And I hadn't seen her life story. I just had no interest in it. But I am now going to go back and watch it because sometimes as I've said before, we get so irritated with some people's personality and how they are, but then we have to know their background and their history, and from there we should be able to more easily apply grace and understanding and compassion. And so Dee was like telling me about her history and what she'd been through. Her mother, had been on drugs real bad, and father gone. And then her coach took her in at a young age, and that's when she started, boxing. And she basically has been in survival mode her whole life. And we were talking about her back and forth with Remy Ma and everything, and how we wish that she would just, But then we talked about so much with that whole situation, how Remy Ma is not that much different than she was at her age, with Remy Ma going to jail, and even though Remy Ma has cleaned up as far as her looks are concerned, she still has a lot of that hardness and, just about it, as we say here in Atlanta about her. And so we were also saying how men are always talking about women having a type, and women continuously attracting the same type of man. But if you look at Papoose just got a younger version of Remy, who just so happened to be a professional boxer. So it's not hard to not expect them two to constantly be going back at it, that neither one of them is going to be the bigger, more mature person because of who they are. And also, Papoose, this is who you are attracted to. It goes back to the conversation that I had about. Sorry about that, y'all. It's saying that the device is overheating, I think because I had it in the sun. But nevertheless, what I was saying is that Papoose, whenever he was with Remy Ma, he held her down. He was there for her. He went through all the stuff that he went through there with her, while she was in prison. He stayed down with her, and he helped to get her back on track as far as her career was concerned. So then now with Clarissa, we're finding that, Papoose is really helping, her as far as pushing her and all this other stuff. He's just basically the type that is a ride or die for the woman that he is with, which is very similar to what we talk about when we talk about us, women and dating and men and all this other stuff. And we just have, a lot of us women have I'm not going to say a savior spirit, but we have a type of spirit that we tend to attract the men who, I know me, always attracting the men who needs to be fixed, or men who have issues, or the men who are not whole. And it's something within me that just desires, and it's not even just with men, it's even with my girlfriends, even with people that I work with, people that I meet. I attract injured souls. That's it. I attract injured souls, and something in me wants to fix them. And I'm seeing that as well in Papoose. But venturing from that, we'll say, that is that. It is what it is. We were talking about the fact that Clarissa is wanting to fight Layla Ali. And Layla Ali is old enough to be Clarissa's mother, because she's in her 50s. Clarissa's in her 30s. She's old enough to be her mother's. And it's similar what we just went through with Mike Tyson and, old boy. And our conversation was, as mature, seasoned women, as we grow older, we have to get to a place where we don't let our ego overshadow our, I'm not going to say good sense, but at some point, you have to be okay with bowing out gracefully. You have to be okay with not being triggered, especially by younger people. You have to get to a point where even though you're getting older and ageism is very real, and you feel like you want to prove a point that you still got it, that just because you're a certain age you can still run with the best of them and all this other stuff, at some point you have to be more of a lady and more secure with who you are than to keep trying to prove a point to the world, the younger generation, or anybody. So what we were saying with Layla, you got your crown. Wear your crown. Now it's time to pass it on to somebody else. That even goes on in the rap industry, the entertainment industry. Pass the crown on to someone else, because there's going to always be somebody that's going to come behind you that is going to be bigger and better than you. It's just how life is. And so to even imagine Layla being in her 50s trying to fight someone who is in their 30s, it comes back to me, and when I'm going back and forth on social media with this younger generation who might come out their mouth at me sideways, even though I have peers who come out their mouth at me sideways, but especially the younger generation, my thought process is just keep on living. That's how my thought process has to be, and I have to embrace that just keep on living, because life is going to teach you the things that you're so cocky about now, and you're so, because at your age you're this. I never thought a time would come where I would have so many aches and pains. I heard about it. I heard about menopause. I heard about so many things. But when you're young, you're not thinking about when you get older, and you're listening. You hear them, but you're not listening because you cannot identify with it at that time. But just keep on living. And so with Layla, and I hope, Layla been talking junk back to her, and I understand whenever it comes to sports and competition and, all of that other stuff, there is a certain level of big ego involved. But sometimes we just got to be smart. And sometimes we got to say, okay, baby girl, just, keep on going. And I personally have more respect for someone who bows out gracefully, straightens her crown, and says, it's your turn, baby, versus still trying to prove something, and you get out there and either you get knocked the hell out, or you put yourself in some type of grave danger that is going to affect you later on in life. Her father and his Parkinson's disease is a prime example of why you don't need to be out here trying to box at 50 something years old. You don't have nothing to prove. You've proved everything there is to be proven, because you have proved that you are the best. Now it's time to pass the reins on to somebody else. And that's something that I have been thinking about with me and my little booty shorts. And another reason why I have started to purchase clothes that are, of course, you ain't gonna see me out here with no Wrangler jeans on and no Lee jeans on, and shoes that look too comfortable and all of that. You just, even whenever I get to a point where I need some extra comfortable shoes, they're still gonna be cute now. They're still gonna be cute. But I am understanding that I can be a seasoned, well put together sister without having to prove to anybody that I still got it. How I carry myself, the way I present myself, all in itself will still confirm that I still got it. So I'm pulling up here at the house. That was my little 1-2, what you gonna do word for the day. And I'm about to go take these pictures so I can upload it to send to him, because like I said, I got a feeling that by the time he does everything that he needs to do, that he gonna hit my pockets. He gonna hit my pockets again. But anyway, I will holler at you guys later. I got me some fish. I got me some broccoli and I got me some shrimp. It is 2:42. Only thing I've had today is some coffee. So I'm back to my, I guess, OMAD, or really for the most part, truly closing my intermittent fasting window. Because I had one time got my intermittent fasting window between 12 and 4. Eat within 4 hours, and that's it. But all right, y'all, I will holler at you guys a little later. Bye.